and welcome to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle, The Ben Show. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and as always, you know, we love hearing from you all, your comments, your stories, your ideas, your reports from the field. You can get a hold of us anytime, call or text 305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363. Or you can always drop an email to benradioshow@gmail.com. Riding along shotgun, as always, is my producer and sound engineer and co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. How are you all doing with the back-to-school shopping? I know nobody wants to hear those words. They're tired of spending the money. But guess what? It's not all bad, because later in the show, we are going to share some ways to navigate that back-to-school shopping into turning it into bargains at Christmas time, maybe gift giving. There's outdoors deals to be had. So we're going to be going down a different route. So we're going to make that shopping that you're doing for the kids right now not so bad.
I have a question for you, speaking of shopping, because we have gotten kind of a kick out of going to the stores and seeing some of the goofy stuff that they have.
Yes.
Have you, well, I shouldn't say goofy stuff. I should say the different stuff from when you and I were wee ones. Did you have a Trapper Keeper?
Yes, I
Was
did.
it an authentic Trapper Keeper? I got the generic kind.
Oh, mine was generic.
Okay,
yes,
so
absolutely.
we were both in the same ballpark. Mine wasn't the real Trapper Keeper. It was a generic one. It fell apart right away.
I actually still have mine.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's out in the shop upstairs in those totes of stuff from when I was a child.
You still have yours and it held together? Mine broke right away.
I don't know, but yes, I still have mine. I don't know why mine held together.
I wonder if they have Trapper Keepers anymore. We got to look at that.
They do. A couple years ago, they were the thing. They had brought them back.
Really?
They had brought them, yes. And I remember I showed
Great,
them
now I
to
want a
you.
Trapper Keeper.
And I showed them to you in the school aisle, and I said, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd see these again.
I think that's when I had a meltdown, you know, because I was regressing to my childhood, and I never got the Trapper Keeper that I wanted.
And he never got more than 24 crayons, neither did I.
I didn't.
And Tigger, though, I have to keep on a short leash, because these days you can, remember when we were kids and they had the markers that had different smells to them?
I didn't get those back.
Yeah, I didn't either. But the way you are, he loves to sniff things.
Well,
and
that's what they're for. They got the little deal that says, there's a scent on them and try me. So I got to try them.
I know. And then if you've seen it the last couple of years, they've added smells to all of the glue sticks. So now we've got Tigger on a short leash because he's otherwise over in the back to school aisle smelling and checking out all these glue sticks.
Well, I'm wondering why some of them don't smell like diesel, alfalfa, leather, horse sweat, cow poop.
What I've found interesting, though, is we have a sister-in-law that is a teacher. Actually, well, you have two sisters that are teachers, and then on the other side, we have a sister-in-law that's a teacher. But I've heard from them over the years, don't be buying these things that have all the other smells in them. The different, glue sticks might have glitter in it, so it looks kind of neat on the paper, unless you're
not supposed to buy those?
Not for school.
Why?
Because say that other kid right next to you doesn't have the money to go and buy said items.
Oh, that's a really great idea.
You don't want to make that child feel bad.
I think that's a great idea.
And
so they
agree.
should outlaw Trapper Keepers. That's as far as I'm concerned.
There should be a generic versus the real.
I'm still mad about that deal. In fact, I need to call some old classmates of mine and say, I just need to get this off my chest. You had the nice Trapper Keeper. I didn't.
I saw something neat the other day posted by a school, and it said, remind your child that if another student has a backpack that's older, don't make fun of them. Remember that there can hold dreams too.
Oh, I like that.
So
and
that's
later on in the show,
note.
You're going to be going through some school-saving, cool stuff you found.
Well, just neat bargains that are happening that you might as well keep your eyes open for while you're out there back to school shopping anyway.
Don't
some
have
fun
a choice.
stuff to watch for.
Got to be in the school aisle anyway.
But in the meantime, let's head to the news. Our first news story takes us to West Virginia, where there is a new state catfish record. And I got to say, the story is kind of neat. Listen up. Tyler Rutherford broke the West Virginia state catfish record using his daughter's $10 pink kitty rod and with a 6-pound test line. Back in July, while fishing in his family's farm pond in Wayne County, Rutherford hooked and landed a massive 46.7 pound. You hear that? 46.7 pound 43.5-inch channel catfish.
You just increased sales of Hello Kitty fish bowls.
Right? The catch dethroned the previous records and was an impressive feat given, if you think about it, the lightweight tackle. Rutherford described the fight as a long and tricky ordeal, but ultimately he did manage to reel in that giant catfish. And after the official weigh-in, they did go and release it back into the pond. So as he put it, the legend lives on. How neat is that, though, to be out there and he was helping his daughter, getting her into fishing. She was only 3 years old. He used Cassiofor, put it in her hands, and all of a sudden it hooked a big old channel cat.
Well, truth be told, we were going to get you one of those little kid fishing poles for the kayak, but you said, oh, I don't want to do that. You thought it was going to be too childish, but I was going to get you one. Because you were having problems with your fly fishing pole on the kayak and you were getting it tangled. I was going to get you one of those or an ice fishing pole.
Okay, but I do have a similar story. A couple of years ago, our nephew, Hank, had his birthday. And for his birthday gift, I took him on a guided fishing trip, a walleye fishing trip. He loves walleye fishing. Anyway, I went and I bought him, a youth version of a fishing pole that came with all of its little gear that goes with it. It cost only maybe $20.
With all the tackle and everything put together.
Just so that he felt it was special to open something than to go with this guide. Well, the guide kind of laughed at the fishing pole, but still just to humor our nephew, he set it up and let him cast it out. That little fishing pole did better than So we're not going to say how expensive the guide's fishing rods were. And he was shaking his head and he's like, I'm going to Walmart and buying a bunch of $20 rods.
Normally how it goes. Exactly.
All right. In other news, those of you that are constantly watching AI, artificial intelligence, and feeling like Big Brother's watching, well, those of you that are in the southern states and have that southern accent, guess what? You're a little bit safer than the rest of us. It turns out that AI is struggling with most Southern accents. It's having an issue figuring out what y'all means, fixin'. Oh. They can't understand it because of the accent.
Bless their heart.
Yes, exactly. Right? So just a little heads up, you're doing all right if you have a Southern accent.
Well, I know, speaking of school, that has been a lot of debate, has been how much will schools allow the use of AI? I'm not talking about on college projects or papers or a thesis. I'm talking about in high school and junior high, where how much are we actually going to allow the use of AI in schools? But it's inevitable. It's here. We can't get around it.
That's true. We have to deal with it. We have to learn to live with it is what essentially we're saying.
I don't want to live with it, Beck. I don't like it.
Okay, this one also crossed my wire and it made me shake my head, okay? And it deals with having roommates and their pets. For this one, it takes us to Florida, where a woman was recently arrested for drowning her roommate's $70 pet jumping spider in ginger ale. Turns out...
drowned it in ginger ale.
Yeah, I don't know why she chose ginger ale, but regardless, this gal, she was not for her roommate having a spider as a pet, particular a jumping spider. But it ended up going backwards. I mean, listen to this. The gal that drowned the other spider, she's now facing misdemeanor and animal cruelty and petty theft charges.
Holy smokes. I would imagine they're probably not roommates no more.
I'm really glad that I am not roommates with somebody that would think of keeping a spider, snake, anything like that as a pet.
Well, on the other flip side, I mean that they got to this extreme because then the gal went and actually destroyed the other gal's property. I mean, I'm kind of on the other side of this where I get it. You don't like spiders. You don't like any of those creepy crawlies, but to go and destroy the pet of somebody else?
All I'm going to say is just an FYI, before you touch any of your roommate's belongings, you better check yourself because I'd end up finding myself in hot water really fast, probably.
Yep.
All right, while we're in Florida, this one also caught my eye, and it was a man was arrested for lassoing, meaning roping an alligator. A 71-year-old Cape Canaveral, Florida man resident recently captured an alligator by roping it. He tied the alligator to a handrail. Authorities discovered the incident through video footage and ended up arresting the man for illegally capturing the alligator.
I don't care what you say. That's cool.
I know. I was kind of sitting
cool.
there going, wow, he actually roped it?
Yep.
But again, you got to watch.
I get it.
Know
if
what
maybe
the laws are,
and
okay?
the season wasn't in, maybe.
There you go. Or you didn't have a permit for one.
Exactly.
That would be the other side of it.
Still cool.
All right, crew, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking about those deals that you can find right now. You're listening to The Ben Show. We'll be back right after this.
Pro rodeo fans, watch the Cowboy Channel anytime, anywhere with PRCA on the Cowboy Channel Plus. Live stream the Cowboy Channel or watch your favorite PRCA rodeos on demand. Classic PRCA rodeos added weekly. Get the PRCA on the Cowboy Channel Plus for only $9.99 a month or save 25% by signing up for a full year. Visit CowboyChannelPlus.com to sign up and start streaming today.
You've waited, dreamt of a hunting adventure, and now have harvested that trophy of a lifetime. Keep the memory alive with a custom-designed mount, preserved as a work of art. Check out our approved taxidermist depending on your location. The award-winning Schneider Taxidermy is located in Helena, Montana. When hunting the Dakotas, JB's Wildlife Designs in Mandan, North Dakota. Then Shadwin Creek Taxidermy in Nebraska. And for the Central USA, Little Rack Taxidermy in Macomb, Illinois. Reach out to The Ben Show and let us help you find the right taxidermist.
Hey guys and gals, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV travels the back roads to the backwaters in pursuit of the ultimate adventure in hunting and fishing. Join Team UOA every week for exciting action in the crosshairs of the outdoors. Catch Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and make sure to follow Team UOA on Facebook and Instagram to share in the ultimate outdoor adventure.
Welcome back to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle, The Ben Show. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and Ryan Long Shotgun, my co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. This time of year, there are a lot of deals to be had. We're talking in the outdoors world. As you're out shopping, I'm going to highly encourage all of you to keep your radar, you're looking all around you because there are deals and you might not even realize it. And it's never too early to start Christmas shopping. That's what I always suggest. When August comes around, many folks think of back to school shopping. I immediately start thinking about what's coming out of season, what's going on sale, and what can I wrap up to put under the Christmas tree. I'm telling you,
I like how you're thinking.
This will help you all out big time. And I am seeing some heavy discounts, whether it is already inside the big brand name store, say a Walmart, or you're going to Cabela's, just, naming off a few, Bass Pro Shop, any of those. Be checking all the clearance aisles, the bargain caves, because the deals I'm seeing already are anywhere from 20 to 30 to 50% off of items. So what am I keeping an eye out for? I'm looking at the tents. I'm looking at the sleeping bags. I'm looking at the sleeping pads that you lay on the ground or on your cot. Just remember, always check that R value for insulation. I'm checking the camping chairs, the smart watches, beach towels, those large outdoor rugs that we like to put in our backyard oasis or throw them right in front of our campsite by our tent or camper. These are all great products, and a lot of times they're going on sale, and they're high quality products from trusted brands, but they're going on sale because we all know once comes close to Christmas or the calendar flips that these companies are going to be releasing their newest version of said items. Well, if you're like Tigger and I think most of us out there are in this boat, dollars are tough right now. So we got to save where we can, but doesn't mean we can't still enjoy our hobbies or be looking forward to next summer's adventures. And the other reason why I suggest to buy now a lot of times for Christmas is because just because you bought this now doesn't mean that individual that's going to receive the gift will ever know that you bought it in August. Secondly, once you give a gift, like say a sleeping bag, a new tent, say I've gotten a cot before for a Christmas gift, it immediately spurs the anticipation and the excitement of looking forward to the next adventure. So these are great gifts to give at Christmas time. Now, you can be finding these same deals online too. We're not talking just inside the store. I'm also saying head online. Be checking Amazon. Go to all of these big stores online websites as well. And you might even find free shipping.
Do sometimes they have a little bit different discount if you order online versus if you purchase in the store?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So
here's a great example I've discovered, and Tigger, maybe you've not realized, maybe I didn't even tell you this. In our area, we have 3 Walmarts within, I would say, a 45-minute range. Okay. And they're actually just in two towns that neighbor each other. It just takes you that long to kind of get around them. All 3 of them carry different prices on different items. It can be the same item, but be a different price at all 3.
I did not know that.
Yes, that's why I buy the eggs at the Walmart that we go to.
I did not
we
know
do buy
that.
store-bought.
I'm
not
glad you
farm
brought
fresh.
this up.
Yeah, so it doesn't hurt to be matching and watching those online prices as well as with what's in store. Also, a lot of stores will honor or match the online prices. Recently, Tigger and I bought a Solo stove from Shields. There are a lot of Shields across the country. We went to solostove.com and it was significantly cheaper. Shields did not bat an eye and they matched the price.
Oh, that's right, because they were kind of having a sale for that very reason, getting out with some of the old stuff. And
Yes, so don't be afraid to go online and find a price and ask that place, that store, to see if they will match the online price. Now, here are some other things to be looking for. When you go online shopping, I find a lot of folks can't navigate through the deals. They're going, oh my gosh, I searched for something and too many items came up for me to even figure out which is the best one. When I search online, immediately what I do is I use those filters to sort and organize what I'm searching for. It eases that shopping stress immediately. And I always go in there and I go into the filters and I set the filter for 5 stars and above to begin with, or 4 stars and above to begin with, excuse me. So I'm trying to get the 5 stars. But then if you look very closely along the top, and it's easily overlooked, they have a sorting tab that you can touch. And
no, are you talking like Amazon?
Amazon
Okay,
is a great
gotcha,
example.
thank you.
Walmart does the same thing. Well, they will sort them typically featured listing first. Well, that featured listing is a paid to be on the top of the list. So you want to change the sort by to average review.
Okay.
Now you're going to get the top items and they're reviewed by actual buyers like yourself. Then you start sorting through all of these deals. But before you go and you buy said outdoors gear, if you're not familiar with it, always check the reviews. I always go into and I click on the stars, and then I actually take the time to hit a sorting button on there, and you have to be careful and watch for it. But you can sort it then by the newest or latest reviews.
Now, we just had this happen because we upgraded a tent and we decided to go with this option versus this option based on that very thing. Now I get it, the reviews, because one person said can be extremely difficult for one person to try to set up. You could be in for an ordeal.
Exactly.
Good idea. Thanks for saying
So
that.
there, I'm just trying to help you all so you're not navigating and stressed out when you're online shopping and get overwhelmed, because easily it gets overwhelming. I've been there, okay?
So how many hours do you spend online shopping that you have perfected said skill?
That is not what we're here to talk about today.
Apparently.
All right. Now, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, while we're on the shopping and bargains topic, I've got some great stocking stuffer ideas that you can purchase now while the prices are low. Stay with us. The Ben Show will be back right after this.
Before you head to the next rodeo, a concert, maybe a gathering on or off the ranch, we head to Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Tigger and Beck here for Medora Boot and Western Wear. Latest Western fashion in boots, jackets, and hats.
From durable ranch wear to keeping the horses in sturdy tack, visit medoraboot.com to order.
Or better yet, plan to visit Medora, North Dakota and shop Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Again, go to medoraboot.com. You can follow on Facebook and tell them Tigger and Beck sent you.
This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. you'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
It has been quite a run on the Bend Radio Show. Now, here's an interesting question for y'all. Several listeners reached out and wanted to have more Western history and Western lifestyle on the show from time to time. So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Give us your input. Or are there topics that you want Beck to cover? What are your favorites? We want to hear from you. Our listeners are from all corners of the country, actually all corners of the globe for that matter. So weigh in and let us know. BendRadioShow@gmail.com or call and text us at 305-900-2363.
Welcome back to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle, The Ben Show. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck. Now, I know it's only August, but I've already put together some stocking stuffer or great gift ideas for you all. Here they are. Everybody needs a good night's sleep, right? But some of us are a little more finicky than others. Well, portable fans have come a long ways. You can now pick up these small little fans that will work great in, say, a tent, to your camper, to even that person that is a traveler that sleeps in hotel rooms quite often, but just needs the feel of a fan on them.
You're pointing towards me.
I am pointing
I'm a
right
fussy
at
sleeper.
Tigger.
I get it.
He's horrible, but I know that he needs a good night's sleep. It's imperative, all right? Well, these little fans, they've come down to where they're very compact. The newest ones even have a hook on them that'll hang in a tent or from a branch, and they're lightweight as well as have rechargeable batteries, and you can pick these up for $15. $20 on the top end. But that's why I say they make a great stocking stuffer or a little gift idea for that traveler in your family. Next one, headlamps. If you don't have these laying around already, you need to have them, okay? There's something that should be in every vehicle's roadside emergency kit. I'm going to be honest with you. The headlamps are inexpensive. We get the cheapest ones just for our nephews and nieces to run around the backyard with in the dark, for only $1. But some of the nicer ones you'll find on sale, highly discounted right now, and you'll get some very good brands, high quality ones for under $10. That's why I say they make a great stocking stuffer.
You know, the flashlight, we always have them around, but we've switched over to the headlamps. Okay, game changing when they're in the dark and now you've got two hands to work on stuff versus holding the flashlight in your mouth, right?
Exactly. And as I mentioned, they should be in your roadside emergency kit. And I'm thinking about those kids that are, well, they're not kids anymore, those young adults that are moving off to college.
Oh, the nest is empty.
Yes, they're moving off to their own place here now this fall. Mom and dad, make sure they've got a headlamp in the vehicle. But here's another item that is a good gift idea or another item to make sure that these individuals have in their vehicles. And that is we just recently did this to all of our vehicles, even our trailer, and that was to get a deep socket that fits the lug nuts on said vehicle, along with a ratchet, an inexpensive ratchet.
Or a breaker bar, or get rid of the speed wrench, because those just round off the lug nuts.
They strip out so quickly.
Yep.
And so now we've learned over the last 2 years specifically, we've had some blowouts, some happenings happen with our tires, and had we just even had that deep socket with us, people stopped to help us and they said, "Hey, I've got a wrench. I've got, an impact. I can get it off for you." And we sat there going, "Oh, how simple is that to just have the socket that fits the lug nuts?"
How many times did we travel and we didn't have that big toolkit with us?
Exactly.
All the time, right?
So I'm telling you right now, as those youth are going off and moving on, spreading their wings, look at your own what you have for your vehicles and maybe double check those roadside emergency kits. Now, here's a fun gift to give those that person that, say, for example, likes to go to stadium events. They want to go to the big concerts, or they're maybe planning to go to an NFL game. If you didn't realize, backpacks, you can't take them in. You have to use a clear bag. And for example, the NFL, they flat out say it can be no larger than 12 inches by 6 inches and 12 inches by 12 inches, 6 inches deep. So there's specific even sizes, but these are inexpensive. You can pick these up for $10, $15. They're an under $20 item easily, but then that person is set up and ready and excited to go on their trip.
Versus you get to that venue and all of a sudden, oh no, here you got all this stuff and what are you going to do with it?
I'm telling you, these are just fun little gifts. That's why I always say the clear bag is a good, easy go-to gift, and it works great as a stocking stuffer. Lastly, I'm encouraging you all to just really keep your eyes open for the deals right now, because all of us are trying to save money. And just remember, when you're shopping, say on Amazon, make sure you're tapping the Prime button in the upper left if you have a Prime membership, so you always get that free shipping. If you're shopping on, say, Walmart or somewhere like that, make sure you're taking time to find out what is that dollar amount you have to spend so you get the free shipping. That makes up huge for if it was worth shopping online versus just going to a store. And that's all for this week, folks. Remember, keep sending in any of the questions you might have. If you know of something spot-worthy we need to share, a recipe we should test out in our own cabin kitchen, as well as your area's field reports. That number again, you can call or text 305-900-2363. Again, 305-900-2363, or you can always email bendradioshow@gmail.com. If you missed part of this episode or you want to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app or to The Ben Show YouTube channel. Thank you to our partners, Ditali Outdoors, The Prairie Crocus, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Blue Water Girl Charters, Buckstorm, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, Atlas Tracks, RFD TV, and Wrangler. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along, and whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Warner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.